So just a few words of introduction, I think would be in order. I hope you've already been welcomed to Tushita, especially the new people. Thank you so much. Just a couple of things. Recently in Bodh Gaya, 28 American students from the Antioch University attended 3 months of teachings from the different traditions, the Vipassana and Zen, which Venerable is also familiar with. And the dedication of the Western students, of these American students, 20 years old, was amazing. Getting up at 5 o'clock, meditation 5:30, and so forth. What I'm trying to say is that Buddhism went from India to Tibet. The Tibetans kept it alive for us. That's why we can have a session like this. But we see nowadays, actually, that in the West, there's tremendous effort by some people to keep this tradition alive. And the best scholarship, many of the most wonderful practitioners amongst modern people are now from the West. And they are reminding us, Indian people, that this is our heritage. Not only the Tibetans reminding us, but Western people reminding us, that it's not just technology and gadgetry that we get from the West, but now Buddhism, due to the efforts of Western scholars and so forth. So now Venerable Namjong, he's been studying for 9 years, rigorous training in a monastic university in South India. The cream of the Tibetan universities that stemmed out of the Nalanda tradition that Venerable just mentioned. So that is something extraordinary to study like that. And you have how many years left? 5, 6, 7? Depending on what you feel like.
It's another 9 to
Another
15,
9.
16, or
You see this?
Or until Buddhahood.
Until Buddhahood. So you see, this kind of determination we need to reflect on and replicate among some of our Indian students. There are, of course, Indian students. So that's one thing. The other thing, just briefly, the Samdong Rinpoche, who was a very great Tibetan Lama, who was the first Tibetan Prime Minister elected, he relates an anecdote from when he came to India first from Tibet after the Chinese invasion. He was at a conference where they were discussing how to teach Buddhism in India and to maybe start university departments. And one quite famous Indian monk of that time, called Bhikkhu Jagdish Kashyap, took Rinpoche aside and said, Rinpoche, you and I know we're not going to be able to transmit Buddhism just through, Buddhist departments in universities. We're going to have to, the traditional way. Is the teacher and the disciple under a tree or whatever, you teach it that way live, not having any old professor teaching it just because they have the academic, credentials. So here we can participate in something extraordinary, which is a qualified teacher teaching to people live. We're not under a tree, but we're in a very, I think, conducive place. And so this, again, is something extraordinary. So we should, as Indian people, begin to think and generate some motivation to study the Dhamma and to study it well in the right context, not just through YouTube and the net, which is wonderful, but also in this kind of live fashion. I'm sure this will go on YouTube, that's fine, but also we should do like this, in the right circumstances, and so we can also have interaction. So I'm deeply grateful to Venerable Namjong and for Venerable Samten for making sure that the Venerable came here and for organizing everything. I had no hand whatsoever in the organization of this, but Venerable did all the work. So thank you all very much. Thank you for coming. I'm sure you all had a busy day and busy week, but you still took time off to come here. So that's wonderful. We really appreciate it. And so all that is left is to request you to teach us the Dharma and the Mahayana Dharma. Thank you.
Okay. Great. Well, I'll do my best. You guys do your best too. And hopefully we can learn something this weekend. So, the camera's on me. So I'm feeling a bit nervous. So when the mind gets nervous, then, the thinking gets a bit cloudy, we tend to make some mistakes.
Should we turn the lights
Yeah.
up?
So what I thought to do, let's meditate at the beginning. Yeah? You know, like, I was raised Catholic, right? So then the priest always comes up, let us pray, you know? Then here, let us meditate. Okay? Oh. Thank you. Very kind. All right. So since there's a lot of people with different experience levels here, I want to start from the basics, and then we have a few days together, and then on subsequent days, I don't have to go through this as much. Okay? So let's start from the ABCs of meditation, and the most important thing at the beginning is the posture. Okay? So let's get into a comfortable meditation posture. So starting from the bottom up, many of you already are in very beautiful Padmasana. Our friend here is already in Samadhi. So if you can do the Padmasana, that's great, it's the best. If you can't, even the so-called half lotus posture is okay. I see some of you wearing jeans, that might even be difficult. So just cross-legged is okay. Those of you on a chair, then just keep both of your feet on the ground like this and don't cross them, okay? And then if you are on a chair, move a little bit back, forward from the back of the chair, so you're not using that to support yourself, okay? All right, now, next, hands. So here, in India, you often see this one, oh, you know, that's okay. Also, hands down like this on the knees is okay. Then some of you know, in some of these depictions of Buddha, you'll see the hands in this mudra, the Dharani mudra, yeah, like this. Left hand down first, right hand on top of it, and thumbs gently touching, like there, okay? Now, I'm sitting in the half lotus posture, and my right leg is on my left thigh. And so when I put my left hand down on my right heel, you understand, it's in the perfect spot, a palm's span below the navel, okay? So just try to keep that in mind, okay? All right. Then the elbows should be just a little bit away from the body in a natural position, not too much out, or don't try to tuck it in too much like that, okay? But the most important thing actually is the spine being straight, okay? It is said that, you know, of all the energy channels in the body, you know, the main three are sort of run parallel with the spine. So as those are straight, then the energies that flow through, it does have an effect on the mind, right? So if we're in a bad position like this, then it can cause afflictive emotions to arise, or just lethargy, and then we fall asleep. Okay, so we put a little bit of effort at the beginning of our meditation session to make sure that the posture is good, to avoid some of that. Okay, so some things to think about in terms of having a straight spine is, you think that the spine is like a stack of coins just stacked upon each other, right? So it's firm, it's stable, and then after you've done the stacking, it just stays there, you know, as is, without needing further effort, right? And then make sure that your navel and your nose are aligned. So if you were to, again, drop a coin from your nose, it would hit your navel, yeah. I tend to, especially as the meditation session goes on, I do a bit of leaning forward, and then, you know, the body becomes misaligned. The other thing you can think of is, you know, like a puppet. If you had a string at the top of your head, gently pull it from the ceiling, it also helps to keep the spine aligned. Okay? All right. So now shoulders. Here's another problem that I tend to face with rounded shoulders, you know. So you want to make sure that your ears and your shoulders are aligned, okay? Some people, if you have very rounded shoulders, your shoulders will be in front of your ears, right? And then sometimes if your neck is a bit hunched over, your ears will be in front of the shoulders, yeah? So try to keep that aligned. And one way to do is, you roll your shoulders up and back like this, yeah? And then your scapula or your shoulder blades then kind of become parallel to the rest of the body. And doing this rolling up and back will also open up the chest, so the breathing will become better. Okay? All right. Then the next thing, please, there are cushions here. Yeah. The next thing, just we tuck our chin into the neck, like this, okay? When you do that, you'll feel some elongation in the back of the neck, okay? And so it's not looking down, but it's just tucking the chin in like this, yeah? You got that? Okay. And then in terms of the eyes, then there's different schools of thought. Some say it's better to close the eyes, and in general, it's a little bit easier to gain concentration when the eyes are closed. However, it's also easier to fall asleep. You'll see in many depictions of Buddha that the eyes are kind of like half open like this. So if you can do that, that's best. Keep your eyes just open enough that a light comes in, but not too open that you get distracted by objects in your field of vision. Okay? All right. So, that's the posture. Now, we're going to talk about this a little bit more in a bit, but there's many different kinds of meditation, but those can be, in general, characterized into two kinds. One is placement meditation, and one is analytical meditation. So what we're going to do today, at the beginning of the session, is called a placement meditation, called thus because we place our mind on one object, and then try to hold it there without letting it waver to another object, okay? So whenever we meditate, we have to have an object of meditation, and in this meditation, we're going to be meditating on the breath, okay? This is the sort of vanilla ice cream of meditations, yeah? You guys have that expression here? Vanilla ice cream of expressions, of meditation. So it's standard, easy to do, no frills, and good, very good, right? Huh? All right. Okay, so now when I say that our object of meditation is the breath, actually what we mean is as we breathe in and out, you'll notice that there are some sensations in the body that manifest, okay? So there's two places to watch. Either the abdomen. As we inhale and exhale, you'll feel the rising and falling of the abdomen. Otherwise, for those of you who have done Vipassana retreat in the Goenka tradition, very good, then this upper lip, nostril area, the air going over the skin will also bring some kind of sensation, either cooling or whatever you might feel, okay? So here in this meditation is called Mindfulness of the Breath meditation. So we're using as our object the breath, and in particular we're using the sensations as we breathe in and out. Now, as opposed to some kind of pranayama type meditations where we try to contrive a certain kind of breath, or hold a breath or breathe in one nostril or another, here we're just focusing on the natural breath as it is, okay? It doesn't matter whether the breath is long or short. Just try to notice how our breath is in this session, in this moment, okay? And see, the advantage of this meditation, they say it's the best meditation to still the discursive thoughts, the different kind of thoughts that just arise, because as we normally are, we keep thinking about the future or remembering items from the past, right? But as we hone into the sensations, the sensations only exist in the present moment. So when we can get in touch with the sensations, we get in touch with the present moment. Yeah? Okay. All right. So this meditation is trying to work on two things, two mental factors or functions of the mind. One is mindfulness, so that's the ability of the mind to stay on one object. And then the other thing that we're trying to work on is the what's called introspection. So with most of the mind, try to hold it on the sensations associated with the breath, but with maybe 85% of the mind. Then with the other 15% of the mind, watch the mind itself and see if you've wandered off to another object or not. Check the quality of the meditation and make sure you're still doing what you should be doing. Okay? All right. Now, we'll be also, for a little bit to help ourselves, we'll be counting our breaths up until 10. Yeah? Count each exhalation. Just mentally count 1. Exhale, count 2, and so forth. When you reach 10, then start over again at 1. If before you get to 10, your mind has wandered off, then don't judge yourself. Just bring your count back to 1 and then start over. And don't, you should actually see that as a victory. Because when you have noticed that your mind has wandered off, you have worked on the faculty of introspection, right? Okay. So, is that clear? Okay, so let's try. Now the other thing that I like to say, we're just going to keep it a very short meditation session, okay? So 4 minutes, okay? 4 minutes. Everyone can do. Commercial breaks are longer than that, okay? So because it's so short and everyone can do, then at the beginning of the session, just think, okay, for these next 4 minutes, I'm going to stay in touch with my breath and have that determination. I'm not going to get distracted, okay? All right. Oh, if you wear glasses normally, it's also good to take off. Okay, so just hold your position right there, okay? And bring your awareness to your body. And in particular, try to remember your posture as you started the session. And then, how is it now? Okay? Try to notice where it's degenerated or where you're slumping or slouching, okay? Now, bring and correct your meditation posture to how it was at the beginning. Okay, now notice the difference. All right, then slowly come out of the meditation and bring your awareness back to the room. All right, so how's that? Yeah? I asked the question. Like, how's that? You're supposed to come out of the meditation. Okay. Everyone? Yeah? Okay. Any questions on that technique? No? All right. So, how long did that feel? Did it feel like
Very
4
long.
minutes?
Very long. Very
Huh?
long.
Very long. Very long.
Quite short, yeah.
All right. So this is one of the things that I'm trying to promote, but I'm a little bit of a rebel in this. A lot of times when you go to these intro courses like the Vipassana, you're like meditating 12 hours a day, you know. It's like intro, it's 12 hours a day. I think it's very hard to sustain. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is start with this. If 4 minutes felt like a long time, 3. We'll do 3 tomorrow, okay? The point is here, as with any kind of new habit that we're trying to form, we should start with something small, but start with something that we can sustain and commit to on a daily basis. It's much better for you guys to meditate even 3 minutes a day, every day, than 20 minutes a day on Sunday, okay? Now you mathematicians, you're like 3 times 7, 21. I'm saying, oh no, 25 minutes on Sunday. Yeah, that's better, right? And it is said in the traditional texts even that, oh, hi Chagu. You should stop your meditation session while it's still going well, okay? Because if you're like me, or then your meditation has a sort of half-life, right? Has an expiration date. It'll be going well for a time, and then when your mind gets so fatigued, you won't be able to hold the object of meditation, and then the rest of the time you'll just be wandering mind, and it'll be like hell. Yeah. So if you say, okay, I'm going to meditate now for an hour, okay, it might go well for even 15 minutes, but if you're very firm with yourself, that next 45 minutes will be really, really bad, and then you won't feel motivated to come back to the next session, right? So I'd rather you have a nice 3-minute session, you know, stop it while it's still going well, and then the thought will be, oh wow, that meditation was so nice. I can't wait till my evening session. Yes? Yes, no, maybe so. So try like that. And then from 3 you can go to 4, 4, 5, and slowly add time. Of course, doing a period of intensive retreat is very good to do. Yeah. But most of us, we're lucky if we can do that once in a year, get away to do some retreat. So in our daily life, it's good just to start with a small amount and an amount you can commit to every day. And another kind of tip is, you know, a lot of people say, I have no, oh yes, my old friend, we saved a seat for you. I think you sat here last time.
Sorry?
I think you sat here last time. Anyway. Then the other thing is, it's a thing. Oh yeah. Do it, try to set a time, maybe first thing when you wake up, okay? Before you check your messages, before you know, have your tea, okay? Instead of hitting the snooze button, right? This is the thing, everyone says, oh yeah, Namjong, yeah, sorry, I have no time to meditate, okay? But if you wanted to, we could audit the time that you spend in a week, okay? And if you really think about it, if you have time to do the other things that you're doing, you definitely have time to meditate. 3 minutes a day. So that's one hit of the snooze button, right? Yeah. So instead of hitting the snooze button, get up and just sit. Sit like this and concentrate on your breath. And yeah, it'll be a good way to wake up. Because if you don't do it right when you wake up and then you're already in the middle of your daily routine, it's quite hard to set aside time to do. Okay. So that's that. All right, now, okay, enough about meditation for now, okay? Now, I wanted to ask you some more questions, okay? We have a lot of new-ish people here coming. So you probably, how did you hear about this?
I met
Venerable Kabir.
What?
Somewhere in Khas in Ames, you mentioned it, and I've been following the
Oh, very
Facebook page.
auspicious. Ling Rinpoche was there.
I see. Okay.
Very good.
Okay.
That's right.
All right. So then my question to all of you is then, why did you come? Maybe not you, I've been picking on you. You're in the front, so actually, Tia's not sitting in the back. She sat here last time, and she's like, whenever I had questions, I'd be like, yeah, what's up? So, you're not shy, right?
No.
Okay, you're next. All right, so someone else, a newcomer? Yes? Hi? Don't be shy, yeah.
I'm curious.
You were curious?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else?
To connect with self.
Who said that?
To connect with self.
To connect with the self, yes, okay. Yeah,
Just to learn to control the mind.
learn to control the mind, okay. Yes?
I think something very similar. It just sounded very nice, healing energy. I think there's something like this.
Anger.
Yeah, okay.